Hi guys, it's Chris at Cork and Crown. I am back in my cider shed with some more cider to try. And it is a cider today, not a perry, although whatever was in the last film was very confusing. Was it a cider, was it a perry? I'm not quite sure, I still haven't found out. But I've had some nice messages. But one guy in America messaged me trying to help me discover what it was, which is very nice to think there are people watching these things in America. I'm not sure if they can understand my accent, but hello in America, if you happen to be watching. So what we got today, we got something. I don't think I've made a film. I've tried these cider from these guys before. I've never filmed it. I don't think. What is it, Chris? What is it? Oh, by the way, this is going to be too cold. Not because I had it in the fridge. It wasn't in the fridge. If I put it in the fridge, it'd been warmer. It was outside, and it is freezing again. It's absolutely freezing. Should have worn a hat. Forgot. I haven't got a hat on. I'll have to make it quick. Anyway, cider. Yes, that's why we're here, isn't it? Yes, Chris, it is. What is it? I'll tell you. It is Harry's cider. I always go airy. It's airy, isn't it? So like a Cockney, so I don't know, it's like Harry Redknapp or something, I don't know. Harry's cider though, who's actually in Somerset, not from London at all. They are based in, I can't remember exactly where they're, Somerset Levels, there or thereabouts. Used to be dairy farms in fact, and that's an excellent part of the world for dairy farming, but of course lots of people grow cider apples in that part of the world as well, including these guys now. So I decided to diversify, do something a bit different, started making cider. This is Dabinett, single variety, Somerset varietal, discovered by one William Dabinett, I believe, somewhere in Somerset, can't remember where. I think Somerton. Look it up. What's it say on the back? Littlefield Farm, Long Sutton, there you go, Somerset. A classic Somerset apple that is fermented and then back sweetened with juice from the same fruit. Interesting. Big fruit aromas and flavours, very silky on the palate, and a soft tannic finish, paired with crisp skinned chicken, roasted vegetables, and Barber's dry vintage reserve cheddar. Nah, I'm going to have it with something other than that cheddar. Don't have a problem with Barber's. Barber's keep all the old school starters alive, starter cultures that all the traditional cider makers use. Cider makers, cheese makers, cheddar makers use. I'm off on one tonight. So we like Barber's for that. Without them, there wouldn't be some great flavoured cheeses knocking about. Certainly not the cloth-bound variety. Anything else on here? 4.5%. So watered back, but they said they watered it back with the juice. So they're not watering it back, they're juicing it back. That's a term. And actually, look at that colour. Great colour. So 4.5. 100% fruit, literally, because they're putting juice in to back sweeten and therefore dilute it as well. So that's quite a good combination. Let's open it. A little bit of a hiss. Not loads of hiss. There you go. Look at that. Smoking gun. Can't see any smoking gun, but I can see a little bit of bubbles. And actually, that looks sympathetically carbonated. So I'm getting up very early tomorrow, 5 AM. Getting in my car, driving to Herefordshire. First stop, Artist Row, then possibly Butford Organic, then possibly Gwartkin, then Ty Bryn. Yeah. I got a Neil's Eye Creamery as well, see Charlie. If I've got time, I'll see what happens when I get there. Nice colour, that, isn't it? Yes, Chris, very nice colour. Can't see it properly though. There you go, is that better? Yes, thank you. Beautiful amber, that. It really is a nice colour. You know, so Dabinett, vintage quality, full bittersweet, one of the great cider apples. Needs little to no introduction on this. Sure? It's not sure. That's me in the shed. Let's smell it. Super cold, this, unfortunately. Loads of apple. Blooming heck. That smells great, actually. Loads of apple, and it's got that sweated character, but loads of like juicy fruit character as well. A juicy apple, almost like honeyed, toffee or honeyed character to it, something like that. Demerara, I want to say as well. Yeah, mouth watering that. You know, sauteed apple in butter with sugar, all that nonsense. Hints of honey, I'd say toffee, caramel, all that sort of thing. And apple juice, really nice apple juice. It sounds silly to say, but it does. If you open like a carton of really nice apple juice and smell it, there's a lot of that in there as well. There really is. Cool. Let's try it. It has a stringency. It absolutely does, which we like. So, yeah. There is that soft tannin on the front. No hard tannin to speak of. Super juicy. Super juicy. And there is like an apple juice character to it. It really is like a really nice apple juice character. Really lightly carbonated, which I appreciate. I really do. Really sensitively carbonated. Great on the carbonation. I mean, I love that. I love the fact that people go, you know what, we're not going to overdo it. There's tons of apple in this. Maybe hints of like green banana as well, I want to say, which is nice. Just a hint. On the nose there, cantaloupe, melon. Sorry, I'm putting my hands between my legs. Not for any other reason than to keep them warm, you understand. Like cantaloupe, like melon character as well. There's all sorts going on here. It's a super fruity cider. There's hints of toffee. I don't want to say toffee apple because it's not particularly malic, and usually when you get toffee apples, they've got like green, like Granny Smiths or something in them. So you've got that sweet, sticky, intensely sweet sort of toffee on the outside, but that sharp acidity on the inside to offset it, which works rather well. This hasn't got super acidity; it's a bittersweet, you know, so it's not super high in acid anyway. But you know, it's quite rich. It's not the most. It's not super complex, but actually, you know what? It's got a deliciousness. I mean, there was a few descriptors, you know, coming out of my face hole there, wasn't there? You know, melon, banana, caramel, apple, sorted, but all that stuff. So, you know, compared to a lot of ciders, there's loads going on here. And the fact that they're back sweetening with juice, but they're using Dabinett juice to back sweeten. It was fabulous. That's great. That's great. I think this won like best cider or something at the British Cider Awards, whatever they're called, like a couple of years back, 2-3 years back. And kind of see why. I mean, it's not super complex, but the sweetness that's in there, because it's natural from a juice, it's great. It's nowhere cloying. It's a lovely natural sweetness. I really like that. It has some tannin. Lots of different fruits going on there, almost bordering on, not tropical, but you know, like a melon kind of thing. And when this warms up, I think it's going to just get more and more complex. Yeah. That's pretty good. I mean, you know what? Like I said, it's not super complex, but the fruit character in it is so big and so bold, and has a deliciousness, and the fact that they're back sweetening with apple juice, which is great. I love that, and it's Dabinett juice. It's fab. I don't know if it's wild yeast. I'm going to guess not. They seem pretty big. So if you're in that sort of scale, I would have thought they would be using a cultured yeast just to be safe. It says contains sulfites. Don't have a problem with that. Yeah. Thank you, Harry. It's not your fault it's too cold as well. It's my fault, or it's the English weather's fault. But yeah, I think this is going to get more complex as it warms up, and it's only 4.5%, and that makes me very happy indeed. So there you go. Harry Cider Dabinett single variety. Don't know what the vintage is. I assume it's a vintage. Can't see anything on there, but yeah, no matter. Oh, hang on. Well, it says best before July 2023. Yeah, I'm not going to guess. I don't know. All right then, guys. There you go. Yeah. Bam. Thank you for joining me in my shed. So, as I said, I'm off on a trip tomorrow. Probably going to film a few ciders in my motel tomorrow night because I've got nothing else to do. And I like trying stuff. Going to get stuff from, well, not tomorrow. I'm not going to get stuff from Greg's Pit. I'm going to get that on Wednesday, then bring it back. So I'll have some new Greg's Pit to try. We're going to have some more Thai Brin. We're going to have some more, all sorts of stuff, hopefully. Yeah. So, look forward to that. Thank you for joining me in my cold shed. I hope you join me again. But until that time, cheers.